Alright, so getting ready to do my first run. Pretty terrified. Really, I think I'm really just going to take it easy. Not really beat on it too hard, or not launch it too hard anyways. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This should be interesting. Yep. Oh, that's horrible. $14.8. That was pretty horrible. It's like it was like 14.8 at like 98. Yeah. All right, getting ready for run 2. We'll see how this goes. First run was a 14.8 at 98. The car only saw 10 psi. It's tuned for 17. Not sure what the deal is, but I didn't change anything. I'm just gonna run it again, see what happens. Driving around the burnout box because I ain't running slicks. Whoops. Alright, so that was a 14.4 at 103. So it was better, but still, for some reason, not seeing full boost. So I'm just going to start cranking up the duty cycle, see what happens. Well, looking at the log, it did see more boost. Or about 14, 15 psi. So still a few psi off of our target. So I'm just going to crank the boost up. It could just be that it's so hot that it's just not. LS Miata, so this should be hilarious. Alright. I don't think that was me. Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna be close. You just gotta
Yeah.
figure out what's close.
I mean, I wish my car is this fast, but I really doubt.
What do you run? 15s?
No, it should be. Oh, I have no idea. I'm still tuning the car, but
the girl in the we don't know what your number is. We don't know what you put in it.
All right.
I don't have anything anywhere close to you.
All right.
I have everything else.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. This car needs better brakes. Like really bad. Felt like a pretty good run on that one. But yeah, this car really needs better brakes. I need to put some better pads on this because that is sketchy as all hell. Beat an STI, so that's cool. Yeah, made me feel somewhat fast. So, first track day was a success in the aspect that I was able to drive it home. Didn't have to bring it home on a trailer. So nothing broke. That's a good thing. But the car just didn't perform like I was hoping that it would. I guess I was being a little optimistic with my goals. I was hoping for, you know, at least low 13s and a fairly high trap. You know, 110, 115 maybe trap was what I was hoping to see. You know, maybe like 115 trap, you know, something like that. You know, something fairly high. Like I said, I was babying it. I know that you know, taking it easy off the line will affect a lot. Obviously, it's gonna be a lot slower time, and it will affect your trap somewhat, but I was still kind of just expecting a little bit more. So you saw my runs. You just saw the video of my runs. Alright, so first run, 14.8, 14.8.75 at 98. This was against a Trans Am, I believe. Pretty decent trap for the time, you know. Yeah, with that trap speed, that should have been like a low 14-second run, but still a fairly low trap speed overall for what I was expecting. So, I pull into the pits, or the staging lanes. I look at my log, and I see that the car was only making, god damn it, so the top line, yellow line is the boost. It's only making about 10 psi. The car was tuned for 17 psi. So that explains the low trap for that run, because the car just wasn't making the power that I was expecting it to be making. Another weird thing I noticed is the boost fluctuating there. It's kind of wavy. It's usually pretty flat. It's kind of all over the place. So I don't know what that was about. AFRs are fairly decent. But, so this run-in, I just kind of threw away. I mean, first run in like 4 years, 5 years, something like that. But the concern here is, why was it running, you know, an entire 7 to 8 psi lower than what it was set to? Did some pulls last night before I went to the track, or the night before I went to the track, and it was consistent 17, 18 psi. So I don't know what changed. So I didn't change anything because I knew what it was set for. I didn't want to go upping the duty cycle for the boost control and then have it decide that it wants to work like it used to do, and all of a sudden it's at like 25 psi or something stupid. So I checked all my couplers, tightened them up, checked the bolts on the intake manifold. One of them was kind of loose. One of the couplers was fairly loose, so I may have had a boost leak, but I don't know if that was really it. So basically I didn't change anything, and then we went to run 2. So run 2, I think this is run 2. This might be run 3. I don't remember. But anyways, 14.4 or 14.445 at 103. So picked up some speed. Obviously dropped the ET a little bit. Still a horrible 60 foot. It's whatever. The ET is gonna be bad because, like I said, I wasn't launching the car. I was basically rolling off the start in first. Yeah, so 14.5, 103. And that was about 15.5, 14 psi. Yeah, about 15, 14 psi. So still not what it was set for. So yeah, second run, boost came up a little bit. So I decided, alright, well screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and turn the boost controller up a little bit. So I turned the boost up. This is the last run, because my fourth run I lost my time slip. So my fourth run, they lost the time slip. They couldn't figure out what the hell happened to it, and I didn't feel like going to the tower. Talking to someone, the run was like a 14 something, so it's whatever. It's a 14 flat, I believe. So last run, I decided I'm going to up the duty cycle. It was at 37 when I started. In this run, it was at 39% duty cycle. So saw the boost come up, 18.5, 19 psi, pretty much through the whole range, peaking at 20 at some places. But you'll kind of notice where it's kind of wavy, and that's a little strange. So I don't know if that's from, that could be from the boost controller. That could be from the wastegate doing weird things, but probably from the boost controller. I don't know. Never saw that. But anyways, so last run, about 18, 19 psi. The car did 14 flat at 107, 107.8. So say 108. Still pretty horrible 60 foot 2.4. I'm sure if I could drop that down to like a 2.2 or 2.1, you know, this would have been a, you know, high mid 14 second pass. Still the trap kind of low for what I was expecting, you know, like whatever, you know. So, you know, the car dynoed 300 at the wheel, so I was expecting, you know, at least 110 trap. It was really hot. It was like 85 degrees, hot, pretty muggy. When the car was dynoed, it was like a nice crisp 74, so that may have something to do with it. You know, it's really not very good turbo car weather right now. But yeah. So yeah. Not sure what's going on. Not sure why I was having these weird boost control problems. Oh yeah, the funnest thing. Alright, so last run. This is the way I had it set. Boost control or boost duty cycles at 39%. Driving home, decided to play around a little bit, and getting into boost, driving home, exact same settings as I had at the track. I'm seeing 23, 24, and then fourth gear. That's the other weird thing, is that it's the way it's ramping like that. It's almost like it was like something was stuck. I don't know. But anyways, 25, 26, 27, you know, 28 psi on the way home. So yeah, didn't change anything. Like I said, the last run before that was 17, 18 psi. And then driving home, I see 25, 26 psi. So I don't know. I don't know if it's the ECM that's doing weird stuff. I've tested the boost controller, pulled the end off the wastegate so I could look at the flap opening, and pretty much hooked up the input for the solenoid into my air compressor. Tried some different duty cycles just to see how stable it was with a steady air supply, and it seems pretty stable. It seems like it worked pretty fine, so I think the solenoid's fine, and I would assume Megasquirt, or the Megasquirt, is fine, because that's what I was using to test it. I was programming duty cycles in the test mode with Megasquirt or with Tuner Studio, and it seemed like it commanded it well. You could hear the change in the solenoid. It seemed like it was working. Seems like the wastegate's working. Seems like the wastegate was opening as it should and closing as it should. It wasn't sticking. It wasn't hanging shut. Everything seemed fine. So the other thing that could be suspicious would be the blow-off valve. Maybe it was acting funny. Maybe it was hanging open or something. I don't know. I don't know. I got some playing around to do. I gotta figure out what the heck was going on. Like I said, really inconsistent boost control. I don't know. So I really don't know where to leave this video, because I don't really have an answer as of yet. I'm basically just gonna pull stuff apart and, you know, make sure everything's working correctly. I think I'm gonna try a higher frequency on the to command to the boost control solenoid, because as I was troubleshooting, it seemed like a higher frequency operates a lot better. There's a lot of chatter with the lower frequency stuff, but whatever. It's like 1 o'clock at night and I'm tired and I'm babbling on, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end this here, and hopefully we can fix this. 107, I mean, I guess that's decent for how hot it was, but I definitely need to bring that 60 foot down a lot. And definitely need to, yeah, so I don't know. Until next time.